What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. My name's Ricky. We have a little bit over almost 120,000 subscribers, and I have over 85,000 members within our free networking platform. It's that third link in that description, so feel free to, if you guys aren't a part of our group already, feel free to click that, and we would love to be a part of your success. Okay, Google, pause. Guys, and it's time for our Sunday Stock Talk. So that's when we come together as a group and we talk about the top stocks that we see the most value in. And does this mean that you have to trade any of these stocks? Are these any stock suggestions? No, this is when, you guys join me live. As you guys can see, there's a couple people that are joining me live. If you guys are joining us live, make sure that you comment what you had for dinner today. I don't know, but comment what you're looking forward to or what your goal is. Comment right now, just so everyone can see the people that joined us live. So you guys can subscribe, turn on your notifications on, and yeah, I mean, you can join us live every single day. I go live every single day. Feel free to watch my videos. We were up a little bit over $4,000 last week, and you could see my trades. But yeah, I had some canes today. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would have seen that I went to get some canes. I got some lemonade. We're all good there. It's definitely time to make some money. So I'm super pumped for this week, and I'm going to talk about a couple of the, oh look, there we go. We have a couple people messaging what they had for dinner. But I'm super pumped. So I hope that you guys all had an amazing weekend. I hope you guys had fun, had a good time, and prepared for this upcoming week. Let me start off by this. So for all those that are part of our private group, so Learn, Plan, Profit, that's the first link in the description. But not even just that. I want to instill this quality in everyone. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on this topic. But what I want to recommend for each and every single one of you, if I'm catching you guys when you're just starting out, set a goal for yourself. There's going to be so many stocks, especially if you're part of our group or if you're part of any trading community. There's so much information out there. There's so many stocks to choose from. Pick 1 to 2 stocks, just 1 or 2, max 2, that you see value in, that is showing signs of an uptrend pattern, that's showing signs of, if your goal for this upcoming week is like, 10%, then make sure that you aim, or, one of the 2 stocks that you choose hits or meets that set criteria. So if your goal is 5%, then that stock has to, have an offer a 5% stock margin. It has to be showing signs of an uptrend. It has to be trending above the 180-day EMA. Whatever it is that you end up, seeing as some form of filter or, quality restriction, then make sure that every stock that you choose to invest in this week, or that you even focus your time into, 1 or 2 stocks, just again, 1 or 2 stocks, pick that. And make sure you set up your plan, where you're buying, where you're selling, where you're going to be cutting your losses. For all those that are part of the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library, if you guys are going to be joining us for our daily calls, I personally want, I thank you guys for being a part of our team. If you asked me, hey, Ricky, what is it that I'm trading? And you're not even, we have a group alert section. If you're not doing your own due diligence and sharing your own trade once a week, I will not answer any of those questions for you. Because if you're not doing something to better your future, how is it that, I'm supposed to be here to spoon feed you? I'm not here to tell you what to trade. I'm not here to tell you, where to buy, where to sell. I need you to be doing the due diligence, and I will be here to provide you my own 2 cents on what I think about your plan. And that's how we do things, right? It's about instilling qualities that promote long-term growth, right? If I'm not here tomorrow, I want to make sure that I work as hard as I can to provide that foundation for yourself that you can build off of, so you're not someone that had to be fed, right? That buys stock alerts or whatever. We don't do any of that stuff here because it's not relevant, because we all see value in a different way. And I just want to remind you guys that. So that was me and my 4-minute rant, and it's time to start breaking down some stocks. So I'm going to talk about my top, man, did I mess up the title? Say my top 5 stocks for March 2000. No, I didn't. What the heck, jiggle lurkers. All right, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. You guys are going to be able to see my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. You guys can Google that. I have videos on that as well on how to gain access to it for all those that always ask what platform I use. Who pissed Mr. Ricky off? No, I'm not pissed. I'm pumped. There's a difference, right? We're pumped to make that money. So no, it's been an amazing day. It's been a beautiful day. I just came back from my trip in California. I went to go visit my family and stuff like that. And then we got the boys in the back. We got Robinhood Harley. And then we got the guy with the glasses. But Just kidding. His name is Justin. He's actually the one that I'm partnered with TechFund Solutions and Learn Plan Profit. So I always pick on him. If you guys ever see any of my posts on Instagram, that's all I do. It's just pick on him. So these guys are like my roommates, and yeah, it's an amazing experience. Surround yourself with people that motivate you and that make you a better person, right? That's what it's all about. So that's why I think they keep me around, right? Because I make you guys a better person. They say that they make me a better person. So better to be pissed off than pissed on. Wow. Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and you guys are gonna be able to see my pretty much Thinkorswim platform. There's 3 things that I want to make sure that you guys understand before I actually start breaking down stocks. These 3 or 5 stocks that I see valid, I'm going to go through more than 5 stocks. But what I want to remind you guys, 3 things. Before moving on, if you guys don't agree to this, then I want you guys to click away from this video. You should never invest based on other people's opinion. You should never invest in what you don't understand, and you should always have a plan when investing. What I mean by that is manage your risk. Every time that you enter a position, you should understand that the potential for profit outweighs the potential for loss. And if it does not make sense to you, or you don't have that understanding, then you simply probably should not be trading it. If you don't agree with those 3 rules, then I think the information that I'm going to be sharing in the next couple of minutes isn't going to be very effective for you, because you might not be in the set position to understand this, right? But altogether, let's go ahead and get started. So ESV is not one that I want to talk about. I want to talk very quickly about ETFs. We did an amazing job last week. We were trading JNUG, we were day trading JDST. We traded Gush as well. Gush was one of my biggest day trades. Last week, the day trade was like $624. I don't think it still shows it. No, it doesn't. But it was $642, something like that. And then my other day trade, I think it was on JDS, it was $291. If you guys watched the video that I filmed yesterday, it was about 50 seconds, and it was how I made over $900 profit. And I kind of just did the another day, another dollar video. So it's a lot of fun. But I wanted to talk about a pattern that we've been covering within the Learn Plan Profit group, and it's Gush. So if you look at Gush, it's been showing signs of this ascending uptrend pattern. It had this huge reversal, this huge sell-off, but now it's showing some form of consolidation. And one thing that I noticed, the reason that I took a position so close to $20, so when I took my day trade position, I took a position at $20.06, if I'm not mistaken, and ended up selling a little bit below $21. It hit highs of 22. So that's huge, and it's showing a very similar pattern than what it's done before. What do I mean by that? If you guys see the previous support, let me actually get a little bit closer. I'm going to do a 10-day analysis. Nope, a little bit too close. 20-day analysis, and if you guys could see right here, you can see that support that it had at $20. Boom, boom, bounce here, resistance here at 24, bounce here, resistance at 24. There's going to be some form of resistance that we're going to be able to see at around $22. What I truly want to see is, how do you know when something is showing signs of an uptrend? When it continues to make new highs and doesn't make lower lows. So what I'm going to expect this upcoming week, if Gush is going to truly start showing signs of an uptrend pattern, is it's going to try to hold above $22, right? If it starts breaking below 22, that's not showing signs of an uptrend pattern, especially if we want to sell at $24, right? So the margin from 22 to 24 should be about 10%. And ask yourself, is that worth the investment? If it's not, then simply don't trade it. And if it is, then set up a plan, manage your risk, and make sure that the opportunity cost is there. One thing that I really like about the pattern that's being shown right now with Gush is that if we go back to this 180-day analysis, we can see that now it's starting to trend above the 180-day EMA again. That's great. Now we just need to make sure that when it pulls back, because it's going to pull back, it's going to experience a red day, that the overall bodies of the candle continue to hold above this EMA line. If you aren't comfortable with swing trading, if you aren't comfortable with pullbacks, then you probably shouldn't be swing trading, or should at least minimize the dollar value that you're actually using to swing trade. And what I've made a video talking a little bit more about that before, but I'm pretty excited. I think when it comes down to opportunity cost and what this thing has to offer, I'm going to wait for this thing to have a red day, and then when it does have a red day, I'm going to revisit it. So it usually has a sell-off during pre-market hours, kind of like it did, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday. It won't show me there, bro. Are you okay over there, Justin?
All good.
All right. So if you can see the sell-off that I had here from about highs of about $21, $22, had that sell-off, and it started to bounce right around $20. So it had that sell-off during pre-market hours. That was great. You know, it starts showing signs of a sell-off. That shows a lot of high-end potential for an uptrend pattern. And that's all I waited for. I waited for the sell-off, the break above the EMA. It broke above $20. Boom. got that confirmation, and then we could take that position. I ended up covering a little bit below $21. You can see this consolidation. Showed signs of a resistance during pre-market hours and previous highs that showed it to be a valid resistance around 21 to 21.40, and that's why I ended up selling. So now it's a little bit overextended. I'm going to expect somewhat of a sell-off to about $21, maybe a little bit below there, but ultimately we want to make sure that we still continue to see some form of staircase pattern leading up to that $24 resistance. And then once we do end up getting that break above $24, then again, $24 being an old support level, most likely is going to act as a new resistance level, and that's exactly what it is that I want to see. So this is one that I do see value in, right? But I need it to perform the way that I want it to. And one of two things. So yes, it is showing signs of an uptrend pattern above the 180-day EMA, but because its day on Friday was so green, I think a sell-off is going to happen most likely on Monday or Tuesday, and I'm going to wait for that so I can take my position as it's still showing signs of an uptrend and then take action from there. So another one that I wanted to talk about was, let me just make sure that I can find it. Boom, boom, no. Start with a C. It's CPG. It's not even there. Okay, so this is CPG, had a really bad earnings, but this is the beautiful thing about it when you're not holding during earnings. This is at least one of my favorite things. So do you guys see this pattern? It's a very horizontal pattern. That's what I like to call it. So support here, a bounce at around, just note this, $6.50, peaked out wherever it did at about $8.50, but the real resistance where I see that EMA line, it's right around $8. Bounce at around $7, but then again, bounce here at around $6.50, and then peaked out at wherever it did, right? But again, resistance at $8. You can see that it validated that right there. And again, had this sell-off, showed signs of a reversal right there. Had this, we call this one out, and one of the things that I continue to remind people is like, hey, it is showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Be careful for the earnings every single time. I've made numerous videos about it, trying to prepare everyone because this is such a common trend that, again, just sharing my experience, right? It doesn't mean that I'm right 100% of the time because I'm not, and no one is, right? But one thing that I really like is, again, support here at 650, support here at 650. It's showing signs of a potential reversal here at 650. It makes sense on why, this might be a reversal. Now, is it the smartest thing to try to get in right now and then to sell at, wherever it is, $8 or highs of 750? Let's talk about the potential for profit from 650 to about 750. It offers about almost 16%. That's not bad. But again, right now it's still not showing signs of any uptrend pattern. It had one green day after this huge sell-off. Does that mean 100% that it's going to continue to show signs of an uptrend pattern? No. And that's exactly what I need you guys to understand. Be patient. Make sure that every stock that you end up wanting to take a position on meets some form of criteria or showing signs of growth, right? Not just intraday, but if you plan on swing trading it, then you want to make sure that it's been showing some form of pattern, that it's gonna continue to grow, right? If you want your account to grow, then you want the pattern to reflect the same, as you want your account to reflect, right? That's growth. So that's pretty much what my alert should be here already. Yeah, it's right around 665. So that's why I have my alert. The reason why that was previous lows, so 665. I'm waiting for the break above that, and then once I do get that confirmation, I can revisit CPG and see if it's still showing signs of an uptrend pattern. I think that this one offers a very consistent pattern, but it doesn't mean if it's very consistent that it's always going to happen. There could be a complete breakup pattern. It could shoot down to $4, right? But that's why it's so important to wait for the confirmation so we understand that what we're investing in is showing some signs of an uptrend pattern. And then even still at that point, we still have to have an understanding of what's our max dollar loss that we're willing to risk with this position. What do I mean by that? Okay, let's say you get in at 665 and it bounced at 650. Well, if it drops below 650 or if it drops below 640, that's a breakup pattern. You might not want to hold it and you'll cut losses there. So make sure that you have a stop loss or an exit plan to make sure that you manage your risk. But yeah, just wanted to talk about CPG very quickly because of the potential that I saw with that one. So I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to dedicate a couple of minutes to or a part of the Sunday Stock Talk to answer a couple of your suggestions and stuff like that, your stock picks. But let me just cover. I just covered two. I just want to cover. Let me cover two more. So and actually I just saw one in the comments section, and it was UAN. UAN started showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Overall support at $3. Resistance at $4. That's the goal, but being realistic, anything above like 380 tends to be a more realistic resistance. If you guys could see that when it was starting to show signs of an uptrend pattern, it almost hit highs of 380 and then pulled back. So again, going based off of previous patterns, do you see how it pushed up, started to consolidate, and then it's kind of showing some signs of a resistance right here, right around like 360. So be careful for that. If this starts to show signs of a peak and we start to see the candle starting to trend below the EMA line, that's that blue line that you can see right here. If you see that it starts breaking 340 and starts trending down, then that's not really the best, what's it called? The best pattern to kind of, still want to invest in. What I really want to see is for it to hold above 340. So that's the first thing, not making new lows. And then for it to continue that uptrend pattern. So breaking, 350, 360. And then once it breaks that, then we can continue to see that uptrend pattern. And if it continues that, then I think it would be really nice to see, or very realistic to see the potential that it has from to 380. So from 340 to 380, it offers about 11, almost 12% potential for profit. So I think that's pretty solid, and I'm pretty excited for that. Let me go ahead and last one. I wanted to go, and I really wanted to talk about one. Let me see. I saw one of your guys' messages, and you're like, dang, Ricky, you need some sleep, or look at those bags under your eyes. I know. I love sleeping, but I also, I love, like, I don't know. I like keeping myself busy. Wow, wine really started taking that dip. But I just love doing this, right? Once you guys find something that you're extremely passionate about, sleep, although it's very important and stuff like that, it's just, my life seems very, I love what it is that I do, right? So that's what I wish for every single one of you. If it's not investing in the stock market, but whatever it is that you do, sometimes you won't sleep because you love it so much and you do it so often. So or you love doing it, right? So this is one of the patterns that I wanted to talk about is UGAS. UGAS is still showing signs of an uptrend pattern. Overall support, that double bottom at $50. Resistance at $60. It's growing very slowly, right? It's like starting to show signs of an uptrend pattern. This bull flag pattern, right? This resistance at $60 and this slow bull flag pattern as it's approaching that resistance. I have my alert set for 60 when it breaks above that, so I can take action, and I think that could be like a technical breakout or an overall breakout. Again, be sure to reference back to /NG as this thing is starting to show signs of a potential uptrend pattern. Keep a very close eye on this SMA as it might be acting as a resistance on the way up. But yeah, I just wanted to call, as you guys can see, it is showing signs of a potential reversal. It's taking quite a while to actually get to that $60 price point, and that's why I have not been swing trading it anymore, and I'm day trading it now because those margins are still decent, about 2 to 3% that they offer, but it's too close to the resistance for me to want to day trade it for there to be a potential pullback. So that's a technique that I've talked to you guys about before. I'm willing to swing trade something, but once it approaches a resistance and the risk for there to be a reversal is too high, I lock in and cover profits, and then day after day, if it's still, kind of shuffling within that margin, I can day trade it, right? I don't have to hold it, but I can buy the lows and sell the peaks and still be able to capitalize while it's consolidating. And I've talked about that in the Learn Plan Profit. I talk about that a little bit more in detail. So now we got quite a good amount of people joining us. We have almost 1,000 people. So thank you guys for your time. I really do appreciate that. Let's go ahead and answer or cover 3 top picks. So for those that are going to be asking me to break down a stock that you see value in, you don't just say it with the ticker symbol. You have to do it in this ticker symbol format. So thank you for doing this. This is CGI. So CGI, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, wait, I have this one in my watch list. Have to. I don't. My goodness. I thought I did. Thank you for bringing this one up. So let's talk about this pattern very quickly. 180, I'm on the 180-day 4-hour chart, right? This is the SMA indicator with a length of 180, as you guys can see right there. I set mine to be green. And the thing that it was showing it was showing signs of a support. And what do I mean by that? Do you see that every time that it would have a sell-off, it would hold above this, it would sell off, hold above this, sell off, even when it sold off here. Do you guys see this consolidation? Boom. That's how it validates that was a solid support. Now, it had a huge sell-off, and now it's showing signs of a potential reversal, right? That's great. It's holding above the EMA. That's great. Keep a very close eye for these support levels that it previously had on the way down. What do I mean by that? Do you guys see that it really consolidated here as it was being rejected by that EMA line? So draw a line on, if my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform wants to work, it'll draw a line right there. Do you guys see that, the consolidation, and why there might be a resistance right around 450? Another one is, do you guys see the one right here, right around 550? That was also showing signs of a previous resistance, so it'd be nice to draw that. Again, all I look at are previous patterns. So you guys could see these like little levels. There's also one right here around $5. Do you see when it started selling off and it bounced here at 450 and started to try to come back up, but it continuously got rejected by $5? That's a resistance. The old support became a new resistance level. So on the way up, it's going to act as a resistance. So that's really good to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert when this thing goes above 450, so I can get alerted and revisit the stock when it's trending up and see if the pattern is still valid. I want to make sure that intraday that the volume is there and that the demand is there. As of now, I don't know anything about this company, and although it's showing signs of a potential reversal, the volume is very low, and I would hate for there to be a sell-off and for me to, take part of that, right? I don't want to ride this thing down, especially if I can do my simple due diligence and invest when I see value and not just because I hope that it reverses. So great call out. I'm just going to revisit this one when it's showing more of a consistent sign of an uptrend pattern, because it's just been like 1 or 2 days. It's been 1 day when it broke above the EMA, and then 2 days, 2 consistent green days. So I'd like to see a red day and see it hold above the EMA. That would be a good sign of an uptrend pattern. So when it pulls back and holds above that EMA line, and that EMA line continues to point up. So one thing that I always encourage everyone to do within our private group, even TechBot Solutions, is, do you guys see that EMA line? Imagine that there's a cursor there, right? A little pointer. And if you want your account to grow, then you want to invest in something that's showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So whatever you invest in, pretend like there's a cursor, and that's most likely how the growth will reflect on your account. So it's just a little thing very simple idea to get in, to have in mind before taking a position and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see. All right. So I answered your previous, if I'm not mistaken, your previous taker. So let me answer someone else's. Okay, so ticker symbol Ford, boom, 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 boom. I like it. So Ford is one that we've talked about before. I think that'd be a good one to visit. So it had another sell-off, just like wine. Did you guys see that? Or Wynn, WYNN, had another sell-off and is now again consolidating at 160. That's horrible. But going back to Ford, as you can see, it got rejected by that $11 resistance. Do you guys remember that we called out Ford? I said that I was going to wait until it breaks $11 because it showed to be a valid resistance. And when it breaks above $11, I can revisit that stock and see if it's something that I want to invest in. It got rejected, and that's why it's so important to wait for the confirmation. It got rejected. It now sold off almost to $10 and is now trading below the 180-day EMA. Now I have this margin from $10.50 to $11, which offers a 5% margin for a pretty stable multi-billion-dollar company such as Ford. Hopefully I was gonna make a joke about their Ford Mustangs, but honestly, I've had one, and I've had actually a couple. I think they're great cars, but you know how they're always like burning out and hitting people? That's not something to joke about, but yeah, just thought it was funny. Hey Ricky, you won. Let's see. What's up, Ricky? What's up, Luis? How you doing? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Roku. That one was brought up. I don't like it. Showing signs of a downward pattern, showing signs of a descending pattern. Do you see this holding below the EMA? Look at the volume. Look at the demand, right? Roku was one that was really getting overhyped and overpumped. And right when the hype was there, when the demand was there, it was pushing up. And then that demand wasn't there. It was becoming more irrelevant. Selling off. You see the earnings, push it up. Great. Boom. Sell off. Reversal. Downward pattern. No volume. What I want you guys, and this is actually something very important that I want to make sure everyone understands. So first of all, again, thank you guys again for tuning in. All these different stocks, and I don't mean to put this person on blast or by any means, right? I'm all about sharing my experiences, my best practices, but because I answer, if you're part of my free group, TechBot Solutions, and you direct message me via our Discord group, or if you direct message me and you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, I'm the one that answers all your messages, right? So just imagine this. We have over 85,000 members with everything, right? I answer all the direct messages within Discord, not within Facebook, and I have a team that helps me out with that. But within Discord, I go through about 150 to 300 messages every single day, and I try my best to catch up by all messages within 24 hours because I don't want to put someone in my position to respond to all of you because your questions are all unique, and I feel like you guys are truly wanting to ask for my opinion. So because of that, you can only imagine the series of questions that I receive a day. And what I want you guys to really understand is before taking your position this week, there's so many good stock kind of like recommendations that you guys like put out for me, or good stocks that you guys are looking at. Look, we are all trying to grow our accounts, right? The patterns that some people show me. So someone asked me, like, hey, what do you think about DCIX? Hey, what do you think about TOPS? I'm not joking. What do you think about, I think it was ticker symbol Rush, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just, or Russ, what was it? Yeah, it was Russ. And I'm saying this because I've made the same mistake as well. So these, like, if you guys could search these up, DCIX, TOPS, RUSS, all showing signs of a continuous downward pattern. If you want to grow your account, then answer this for me. How do you expect, as a new trader, right? Not as an experienced trader, as someone that knows how to take part of or understand, what's it called? Of like momentum stocks and stuff like that, because I understand that some people can get lucky with momentum trades, and we've experienced that, right? But consistently, especially when it comes down to swing trading, when you don't really know how to manage risk, when you don't really know how to understand patterns, how does it make sense to invest in something with such a strong descending pattern? All I ask you to do is take a step back, look at the charts on the 180-day chart, and ask yourself. Ask yourself three things, and this is something that I want to recommend for all of you guys. Ask yourself three things. This is something that in mass today, I want to make a video solely on this concept because I think it's going to be very effective. If you want to grow your account, ask yourself, it's the 10 rule, so the 3-step 10 rule. So ask yourself how you're going to feel after you take that position in 10 minutes, how you're going to feel. And then ask yourself in 10 months how you're going to feel about that position, right? And how it grew for you, right? Or ask yourself in 10 years how that position is going to benefit you. Focus on quality, like quality stocks, quality investments. So instead of trying to jump in to all these pump and dumps that everyone is saying is supposedly going to go up, actually dedicate some time to understand patterns and invest in companies which patterns you understand and are growing. If you don't understand patterns and you don't know how to like detect or decide like if something is actively trending up, then it's just a quality or an area where you might have to focus on. But that 3-step rule, where this could even get you like anywhere in life, right? So ask yourself before you do something, how is this going to benefit me in 10 minutes, in 10 months, or in 10 years? And then before you actually take action or take that investment, see, is this going to, benefit me 10 months down the road as a day trader or as an investor in the stock market? And if it's not, because, a lot of people just like trading or investing based on impulse, don't do that. Make sure that every position that you take is working towards your overall goal, where you only have to trade once, twice, 3 times a month and be able to bring in $10,000 to $20,000 profit because you know how to understand patterns. But it's because your account's going to be so much larger later that if you can focus on consistent percentage growth, then you should be that's what you should be working on. Consistent percentage growth, long-term growth, showing signs of something, the patterns that make sense to you, and growing your account on a consistent basis. So just wanted to remind you guys that. So we got Israel is asking, can I break down ticker symbol X? All right, I'll break that one down, and I'm going to break down one more after that. So just wanted to talk about that very quickly, because I think as leading up to this week, right, I want to make sure that all our traders, regardless of who says what, that you guys are investing on good quality picks. So ticker symbol X. Oh, this is that steel company. So I actually see, like, looking at the patterns, do you guys see this 180-day SMA? Right, the length of 180-day. So it's showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern. You can see the RSI over here was definitely more on the overbought side, had a huge sell-off, right, kind of like where it had its earnings, right? Had a sell-off, broke above the EMA, started showing signs of an uptrend pattern. We called this one out when it was down here around like $34, $36. I remember that. Now it's kind of pushed up for quite a while. It's getting closer to that $50 price point, and it's really starting to consolidate now. It's not growing as quickly as we kind of like, would want it to. So what I think is going to happen is that there most likely will be a sell-off. Just look at its patterns. It pushes up and then sells off. Some are larger than others, but I definitely think that it's a matter of time for there to be a potential sell-off. You can see that it's been doing a very good job holding above $42. I'm going to set my alert. when it breaks below $42 so I can be reminded, alerted, and I can revisit the stock when it's selling off, so then I can set my alert at that point when it's picking back up so I can take a position and invest when something is showing signs of an uptrend pattern but had a sell-off, so it's considered a good buy. Right? It's recovering. It has potential in that margin for profit. So great call out. I think it's more at a resistance. I don't think that this is necessarily a good buy at the moment. I would wait for a little bit more of a sell-off for it to be a better buy and then wait for that confirmation of that reversal. So thank you for that. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we got Ray asking for ticker symbol W. Let's go ahead and end it. Well, let me break this one down very quickly. There we go. This one's actually, oh, I'm really glad that you brought this one up. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I have this one in my watch list. What the heck? Gee willikers, again, there we go. But yeah, so this is Wayfair. If you guys don't know what this company is, you guys can Google it. It's an online company where they sell, if I'm not mistaken, furniture, something like that. But obviously had a huge sell-off because of its earnings, so gave us good buy or potential buy opportunity. Keep a very close eye for this SMA line as it might be acting as a resistance, and that's why I have my alert set here, because when it does break above $85, I can be alerted and reminded that, hey, Wayfair is actually showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It still offers margin of potential profit, right? And it might be something that I might want to invest in. Obviously, if you get in now, it's showing signs of an uptrend pattern, but it just comes down to opportunity cost. It offers a 4% margin of profit for a potential sell-off that can be much greater. Is that something that you might want to take part of? Maybe not. Also see that the volume is dying out, so obviously the push and the rush that it's going to be having, the demand, is not going to be as great as the time goes. You can see the MACD indicators, they're not growing as much as they were. The RSI is starting to pick up a little bit more, so just keep a close eye out for that it might be time for this thing to start to reverse and set those alerts. So I think this is a great one to keep your eyes on, and definitely have it for your watch list for the month of March, because I think it does have a lot of potential for recovery. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, gee willikers, you guys are punks. You guys are making fun of me now. So let's see. Boom, boom. All right, so I know the chat's a little bit delayed, but first I want to remind you guys that if you guys are joining us live for the first time, thank you guys again. We do go live every single day, right? Monday through Friday especially, and I used to do it 15 minutes before the market opens, but because of my private group, I have to kind of prepare for that, and I haven't been able to do the live streams as early as I would want to, but I do them a little bit later. So if you guys ever want to join us live or want me to answer any of your questions, then we'd love to have you. Just be sure to, if you can, and if you see value in it, subscribe, and that would be great. Now you're punks. That's right, Patricio. No. So what is that? My mom thinks you're cool. Well, thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. I think I'm pretty cool. My roommates think I'm dorky. Everyone thinks I really hope that I get I have the blessing to meet some of you guys one day. I'm 6'5", and that's something that no one ever thinks about. So I'm pretty tall. I'm pretty skinny. Well, I think that you guys can easily see that, right? And I'm pretty awkward. So I'm pretty animated now behind a computer or behind the screen because I do this every single day. But man, I'm awkward. So if you guys ever see me in public, you guys probably always see me with my head down. I'm always on my phone answering people's messages and stuff like that. So I just want to remind you guys that, as we're starting this month of March, obviously we're all going to be making, pretty good money, or that's the goal at least, right? I just want to remind you guys that it's not all about the money, that it's about the growth that you experience from time to time. So I personally can say this 100%, that I truly believe you don't have to be part of my free group, right? It's the third link in the description. You 100% don't have to be part of my free group. You 100% don't have to be part of my private group, the first link in the description, right? And I'm just joking around, right? But what I do want you guys to understand is that I truly do believe that what I do talk about within my videos, when I have these conversations with the group, and the qualities that I instill in the people that I network with, I truly believe that even if you don't see success in the stock market, my experiences when it came down to purchasing my first house at age 20, or how it is that I buy and resell, my McLaren or my GTR or any of my supercars, or how it is that I invest in the stock market, the actual concept itself, I truly believe that can take you a real long way, that you'll have an edge on the people around you, that you'll be, just the brighter person in the room when it comes down to having an idea of how the market works, or just the idea of how to invest. And that's what I want for each and every single one of you. Make sure that you set goals for yourself. Don't set them to be so high, and don't have them to be so monetary. Make sure that they're also just growth like within yourself and you as a person, or percentage growth as well. You know, some people are starting with $50 or $100. Some people have the opportunity to start with $10,000. We're all starting from different foundations, but it's those that never give up, that continue to set up a plan, learn from their mistakes, and do this nonstop on a consistent basis that experience true success, right? I wasn't anyone special, right? But I never gave up. I always saw value in what it was that I was doing everything that I was doing, and I was driven by my passion. And that's the thing that really pushes people when they tend to see, when they experience the hard days. It's when you're truly motivated and you truly love what it is that you do every single day, then I think that is really what pushes people to become so much greater and as an individual, right? So you guys know that I'm not 100% the best trader, right, in the world, but a lot of people see a lot of value in me because of me and how I hold myself as an individual. And I love that. And I want to make sure that I not only express that within my videos, but that I encourage you guys to do the same. So obviously everyone's different, and we all see value in different ways, and we all have different personalities. I just want to remind you guys that it's not all about how much money it is that you guys make, but also how you grow as individuals. Make sure that you're kind to one another. Make sure that you share, your best practices and your mistakes, and then you try to uplift one another and not bring one another down. Especially, if you don't make any money, let's say by joining my free group, then hopefully you at least can grow your network and to surround yourself with people that just motivate you as a person to become, just happier, or to work hard in what it is that you do and what you are passionate about. So that is pretty much it. So we would love to have you to be a part of our group. It's all the links down in the description if you guys would love if you would like to be part of our group. But yeah, that's really just it. So we did a couple breakdowns. I talked about my top 3 stocks, and I covered about 3 to maybe 4 of the stocks for the people that requested it live. If you guys can do me the biggest favor, I know it means nothing to you, but if you guys can smash that like button, it really lets me know that you guys like these videos and stuff like that, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So Ricky, when are you opening the dealership? So that is something that I do have to make. I'm gonna potentially make a lifestyle video. That sounds so weird, guys. I'm not interesting at all. I'm super awkward. I'm super dorky. You guys definitely don't want to see a lifestyle video. But everyone that has ever visited me, right? We've had a couple people visit us, and some of them are social media influencers, and they love our environment, me and my roommate's environment. Like they say that the way that we resonate with one another and how we treat one another, and that we're just so funny individuals. So I wanted to kind of showcase that. I've never really filmed a day vlog just because I'm so awkward. I'm 23 years old. I'm not extremely young. I like to be vlogging and stuff like that. And I'm not very outgoing. So I'm gonna make a video. We're gonna be looking at some houses in Scottsdale because we're gonna be moving. And then we're also going to be looking at some warehouses. I'll do some videos of me day trading, hanging out with the boys, my roommates, right? And stuff like that. So I hope that that's something that you guys might look forward to. If not, I totally understand. I wouldn't probably want to see myself either for about 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck with my face. So yeah, that's really just it. So just wanted to thank you guys again. If you guys haven't done so already, I know I talk about it all the time, but I know we are growing pretty quickly. So if you guys can do me the biggest favor, it's that first link in the description. If you guys would like to work with me, so you guys will have access to it for a lifetime access, and I continue to update the lesson library. It's the Learn, Plan, Profit lesson library. It's the group that I speak to every single day over voice chat and the private chat, right? So we go live, I talk about what I see value in, and it's kind of like this. You guys get to ask me questions, but with your voice, and I respond back. And we do that for about 30 to 45 minutes every single day, Monday through Friday. So if you see value in that and you want a step-by-step video lesson library that showcases what has led to my success in the market to lead me to where it is that I am today, I would love to be a part of your success. Again, that's the first link in the description. Invest 45 seconds and just check it out. Give me some feedback on what you think I can do better as well. So that is really just it. So you guys think I'm funny? I'm down for the vlogs. Let's do it. Mexican Power. Who gave this video a thumbs down? I don't know. Maybe it's someone that doesn't drive a McLaren. Oh, I'm just kidding. I just like roasting people. All right. But yeah. Okay, Google. Play. There we go. I'm listening to Post Malone now. It's not Gucci Gang anymore. A lot of people got tired. So I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend, or had an amazing weekend. Let's kickstart this week strong. Focus on quality, 1 or 2 stocks, focus on consistency, and make sure that you have your plan. Forget what everyone else is saying. Make sure that you understand what you're investing in and the pattern that you're investing in. That's all. Okay, Google. Here, pause. Oh, I apologize. I didn't know that it was going to cuss at that part. But yeah, thank you guys again for your time. Hope you guys all have a beautiful Sunday. Continue working hard. Continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives you in your success. And follow me on Instagram. The link is down below. Hope you guys all have a beautiful Sunday. Take it easy, team.